Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. First, the headlines. Over 86 million Omani Riyals is the cost of adding third and fourth lanes to Al Rusail Bidbid dual carriageway project. The US President imposes new sanctions over Iran, and Tehran announces it will ease curbs on its nuclear program. And the Security Council holds a closed meeting to discuss developments in the Syrian governorates of Idlib and Hama. Those are the headlines, and now the news in detail. More than 86 million Omani Riyals is the cost of the project of adding 2 lanes, lane 3 and 4, to the dualization of Al Rusail Bidbid project. That was revealed by Gulf Fire Company, which will implement the project. Gulf Fire announced through the electronic site of Muscat Securities Market that it will implement the project within a period of 3 years. It's worth mentioning that the first phase of the project will start from junction of Muscat Expressway to the junction of Al Sharqiya Expressway, while the second phase will start from Al Sahwa roundabout to the junction of Muscat Expressway. In order to strengthen domestic tourism in the Sultanate, the Niyaba of Jabal Al Akhdar intends to organize Rose Harvesting Festival in April next year. The Niyaba of Jabal Al Akhdar, in cooperation with the Ministry of Tourism and the private sector, will organize the festival in April 2020. The festival will attract tourists from inside and outside the Sultanate. The festival will include a number of activities like harvesting of roses and how rose water is manufactured through traditional as well as moderate means. It's worth mentioning that Jabal Akhdar is one of the most stunning touristic destinations in the Sultanate and is known for its moderate weather and rose farming during summer. The temperature dips to below 0 degrees Celsius during winter, which creates an environment suitable for various types of agricultural activities. On other news, European countries said today they wanted to preserve Iran's nuclear deal and rejected ultimatums from Tehran after Iran scaled back curbs on its nuclear program and threatened to the moves that might breach the pact. Iran announced steps on yesterday to ease curbs on its nuclear program in response to new US sanctions imposed after Washington abandoned the deals a year ago. Tehran's initial moves do not appear to violate the accord yet, but President Hassan Rouhani said that unless world powers protect Iran's economy from US sanctions within 60 days, Iran would start enriching uranium beyond permitted limits. The Security Council will hold a closed meeting to discuss the situation in the Syrian governorate of Idlib upon a request from Belgium, Germany and Kuwait. Meanwhile, Syrian government troops captured a northwestern village today as they move deeper toward Idlib province at last major rebel stronghold. The Britain-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said government forces captured the village of Qalat al-Madiq after insurgents pulled out. Today's push came a day after Syrian troops took the nearby village of Far Nabuda, which activists called Idlib's first line of defense. The UN says over 150,000 people have been displaced recently within the enclave. The leaders of the European Union, minus Britain, agreed today on a declaration to face the future as one tight, united bloc, where common action will determine its success. The 27 leaders said today that they will stay united through thick and thin and improve the common defenses. They vow to maintain strong democratic rule of law principles, which may say have come under pressure over the past years in nations from Hungary and Poland in what they call the spirit of Sibiu, in reference to the Romanian city where they met for the summit. They promised to stick together as one in a global environment. U.S. and Chinese negotiators are to resume trade talks just hours before the United States is set to raise tariffs on Chinese imports in a dramatic escalation of tensions between the world's two biggest economies. In Beijing, Chinese officials said today they will retaliate President Donald Trump if he goes ahead with more tariff hikes, but offered no specific penalties. The two countries are sparring over U.S. allegations that China steals technology and pressure American companies into handling over trade secrets, part of an aggressive campaign to turn Chinese companies into world leaders into robotics, electric cars, and other advanced industries. Through late last week, Trump administration officials were suggested that negotiations were making steady progress. Still to come in News Bulletin, Omani Scouts and Guides concludes a 4-day course in organizing Scout Jamborees. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. Back in the Sultanate to enhance inter-government work and facilitate procedures, Directorate of Manpower in Buremi established electronic link with the public prosecution in the area. The connectivity project with public prosecution, which started in April 2019, includes features and tools necessary for law enforcement work, such as applying for arrest warrants against suspects, as well applying for search warrants in accordance with the applicable Omani laws. The new services included taking statements and record the same electronic call without the needed preparation of physical file, which is cutting down the legal processing time and expenditures. To enhance the crops industry and supply it with the necessary national manpower, the Public Authority for Crops Industries carried out a program to train 18 national craftsmen and women in Mahdha Crops Production and Training Center at the Governorate of Buremi. The program aims at transferring the knowledge and crafts to the young generation and instill a culture of entrepreneurship and crafts creativity and development. And Oman Scouts and Guides concluded a 4-day course in preparing and organizing Scout Jamboree, which took place in His Majesty's Sultan Qaboos Scout Camp in the Wilaya of Al-Musannah. Scouts and Guides leaders and supervisors across the Sultanate gathered in Al-Musannah to exchange their experiences and knowledge and were briefed on international and Arab Scout gatherings and jamborees. Here now are the Ramadan timings for tomorrow. Fajr prayers at 4:06 a.m. and Maghrib prayers at 6:44 p.m. This is the Sultan of Oman Television. Before we enter tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Over 86 million Omani Riyals is the cost of adding third and fourth lanes to a Rusail Bidbid dual carriageway project. The US President imposes new sanctions over Iran, and Tehran announces it will ease curbs on its nuclear program. And the Security Council holds a closed meeting to discuss developments in Syria, governorates of Idlib and Hama. And that's the end of the news. From all of us here in the newsroom and the studios, thanks for watching. Good night.